So the kick we're gonna be covering today is a kick that has a lot of hate, but it's also the most widely used kick in modern day Taekwondo, and that's gonna be the cut kick.
My name is Coach Danny, 2024 US National Champion, and today I'm gonna show you exactly how to improve your cut kick from A to Z. Let's get it.
So what is the cut kick? It's a front leg side kick that's adapted to the modern game. So a traditional side kick is gonna use the back leg, and you're gonna bring it all the way up, chamber this way, and then you're gonna push it out. But with the cut kick, I'm bringing it straight from here to the front. So I'm using my front leg, just like this, boom. When doing the cut kick, I want you guys to focus on loading that back leg so you have a nice base to support this front leg extending out. After you load that back leg, I want you to pick this front knee up and I want you to focus on getting a nice tight chamber, all right? Just like when you go to jab, if you jab with a straight arm, you're not gonna get any pop on that jab, right? Same thing with the cut kick. I'm going to make sure that I get a nice tight chamber. And then once I've chambered, if you could look at my back leg, I'm going to use it as a spring to push myself forward, and then I can extend out sideways, all right? So from here again, I'm going to load the back leg, chamber up my front knee into my chest, push off the back leg and extend at the same time. Full speed. The skipping cut kick, also known as 빠른 발 밀기 in Korean, is very similar to the regular cut kick. The only difference is I'm going to literally be skipping before I kick. This is used so I can cover distance. Instead of it being a short range jab, it's going to be a little bit more of a long range extension. So from here, step one, and then once you guys get that nice chamber, you can extend through and then land in a nice stance. So when you're going to aim for a defensive cut, you're looking to time for when the person is coming into you so you can stop them from coming in and also use their momentum for your foot to press into that chest guard and create a point. So what I want you guys to do is lean onto this back leg and load it up. And I want you to lift your front leg as you see them moving in. So as I see this person moving into me, I want to time it. So then from here, I'm getting a nice push. I want you guys to make sure that you're not just staying in place, because if you're staying in place, then their momentum can push me backwards. I want you guys to think about sliding this front foot, this bottom foot forward as well, so you can push and meet them in the middle, almost like you're stopping a train in its tracks. So from here, as you see them moving forward, you're pushing forward. And if you saw my bottom foot moved as well, I'll show you guys one more time. You load that back leg and you have this front leg ready to push out straight. So when they come in, you're creating a nice good stop. So today we're gonna be working on a pumping cut, 3 to be specific. And I'm gonna explain just how to get your leg up and how to extend in order to continue without dropping that foot. So first I want you to load that back leg by bending the back leg and putting all of the weight on it. So I get a nice spring. And I want you to think of like a slinky. So if a slinky is compressed, then after it's compressed, it has a lot of potential energy and it's able to expand. And also from that expansion, it comes back into itself. So you get that bouncing effect. Same thing with my leg. I'm going to cock it in like it's like a piston. And then from here, I'm going to pop out. But instead of extending and dropping, I'm going to pop out and then bring it back into my chest. So from here, I pop out, bring it back into my chest, and I'm ready to expand again, just like the slinky. 1, 2. So if we do that full speed, again, load the back leg. We're gonna lift the front leg first, and then I'm gonna work on pushing out 3 times, all while traveling with this back foot. So from here, when we're facing our opponents, a lot of times they'll try and get out of the way of my first kick. So for example, if I throw a single cut kick and they move back, now I'm in range to get attacked myself, and I might not have enough defense to be able to cover or counter in time. So if I can predict that this person is going to move back, I can use my pumping cut to cover that distance without putting my foot down and still score that point. So when we're going to drill it, I want you guys to start off in a medium distance And then from here, as I pump, the person will be sliding back. So since I'm pumping 3 times, I want this person to slide back once on my first pump, once, second, twice, and then the third, I'm going to work on extension, okay? So full speed. From here, I'm going to travel and then score that cut. If you just try to throw the kick hard and you're focused on this kicking leg, then it's gonna be very quad dominant and it's gonna look something like this. Or I could snap it out, right, with multiple cuts, like this, right? But I don't have my full chain and my full body working together fluidly, so I'm not creating as much power and force as I potentially can. When you go to score and dig those magnets into the chest guard with dedo, or you're trying to kick through guard on KPMP, you need to be able to be utilizing your entire body so you have the highest chance to score. So from here, we're gonna be not focused on the kicking leg, we're focused on this supporting leg. Am I loading up before I kick? Am I pushing through my arch and my ankle? Is it coming up and popping? Is my calf over here, is it contracting when I come to the top? And am I really getting that pop through the quads and the glutes to create a nice spring through? Once I get through here, I want to also be making sure that all of that energy that I just created, it's coming through my core and my obliques, and I'm coming through full extension, not through just my quad over here, but I'm pushing out this kicking glute as well. If you can do that, then it should look something like this. So from here, I'm getting through all the way through. I'm almost like a slinky. I'm nice and tight and I'm compressed. And then from here, I'm extending. I'm using all of that pop. Whereas if you're not, look something like this. So you see the big difference, right? You want to be able to create that chain so it's utilizing all of the energy that you created from this side, drawing the line through across your body and extending through to the end of that cut so you could score. And if I'm looking for speed, right? There's a lot of different technicalities, right? Sometimes I do a cut kick in a certain way, a certain angle, a certain chamber, right? But if we're just looking for speed, then what I want to be focused on is getting the bottom of my foot to this chest guard as fast as possible. So what does that mean? Instead of taking a big chamber in and then hopping forward and then pushing it out, or I'm bringing a big chamber in and then I'm going, right? I could sacrifice a little bit of chamber for the speed that it's going to bring me. So if I'm able to bring this leg up first, right? One, and I have all this energy that we talked about earlier, like a spring loaded up in this loaded leg, then all I got to do, instead of bringing it here, I could bring it just about here and my body is going to follow. So that's already going to create a chamber without me even bringing my leg in, because my body comes to my foot. So what I want you to focus on, right, is bringing the foot and the knee up as fast as possible. And then from there, you're exploding off this back leg and transferring that force into them. And in order to transfer, there can't be any leaks in the line. And what do I mean by that, right? If there's a leak in the line and my hip is out, right? Even if I get to the target, none of that power is coming into the target because there's a leak. My hip is out. My knee is coming off to the side. I want my body, so I'm talking about my ankle, knee, hip, spine, core, other leg, to be in one straight line when I kick. So I'm able to stay nice and straight, and I'm able to transfer all of that power into the target. Another thing to look at is, what does the chamber look like, or the semi-chamber, right? If it comes up like this with the knee up first, then that gives me another step that I have to do. And what is that? I have to bring the chamber up, turn, and then kick. I want to bring my foot up. Think about bringing my foot up as fast as possible. So then that way, when I bring it up, it's already in line with the target. My knee and my foot and my hip is already in one straight line. And if you put all of that together, right, it should look like this. So from here, right, boom, I'm able to cut. From here, boom, I'm able to cut. Compared to if I go like this, or I go like this, it's taking a lot of extra time. So I hope this was able to help you bring your cut kicks from sloppy or taking a lot of time to nice, clean, sharp, and precise. When you think about clean mechanics, you gotta think about two different factors, and that's the actual kick itself and also everything that's happening before and after. So we're gonna break down the telegraph. And to explain what a telegraph is, I'm gonna show you like this, right? If every time before I go to kick, if I'm going for a front leg cut kick, I take a step like this to load up and then I throw it. That's going to be a telegraph, and that's what we want to take out of our entire sparring game. And the reason is, if I'm taking that step every time before I throw the kick, that's like telling my opponent, hey, I'm about to kick, get out the way. Or hey, I'm about to kick, get your counter ready. So I'm gonna show you an example, right? With the telegraph, if I'm going like this before I kick and then I throw it like this, right? Maybe he has his cancel ready. If I go like this before I kick and he reads it well, maybe he has a cut ready as soon as I step. If I go like this, boom, maybe he has a cut. If I'm going for a back leg, every time before I do the back leg, I turn my foot so I could pivot easier. As I'm going to throw it, boom, he throws it at me, right? So what do I want to work on? I want to work on whatever kick I'm throwing, it looks exactly the same before I'm about to kick it. So for example, right? If I'm going to throw my cut kick, right? I'm in this stance, and right before I kick it, I'm not taking any movement. I'm not moving my shoulder. I'm not doing anything, right? This is just a basic kick. From here, it should just be clean motion. 1, 2, I'm cutting him. Same thing with the roundhouse kick, right? If I'm bouncing or if I'm just in my stance, right? I shouldn't be looking to go 1, 2, 3. I'm looking to be from here, and then I see the opening, boom, I throw it, and I'm there, okay? So how do I work on that? I could either take a look at my competition footage or my training footage, or I could go in front of a mirror and see exactly what am I doing right before I kick. This is why I love mirror work so much, because I can analyze everything down to the small details and take away and add what I need to. So for example, right, if I see myself dropping my shoulder a little bit right before I kick, in the mirror, I want to be working on not dropping that shoulder, not taking that extra step, and just being from point A to point B, my foot is there. Same thing with the roundhouse kick, right? Before I kick, if I'm pivoting open like I talked about earlier, or I'm taking a step back to widen my stance, right? I want to be able to make everything be able to come out of my fighting stance. So if I like to fight like this, if I like to fight like this, everything should be able to come out from that same stance. Now there's always some breaks in the rules, right? Sometimes I'm going to be in this stance. Sometimes I'm going to be in this stance. Sometimes I'm going to be in this stance. But if I can work on every stance and most of the majority of the kicks that I'm doing throughout the fight and clean them up so there's no clues that I'm about to kick, that's going to make it already 100 times easier to be able to get your foot on the chessboard and score that point. Next, we're talking about reaction. If you think about the best fighters or the best athletes in every sport, they have a crazy reaction time. It's almost like they saw it before it was coming and then their foot or their hand is already getting to the target. So in order to work on that reaction time, we have to have a stimulus. And what do I mean by stimulus? I'm saying that I can't just kick the bag all day on my own timing and work on my reaction time. I need someone to be holding a bag for me or holding a target for me and giving me the stimulus so then I'm on their timing. So if I'm talking about a cut kick, right? I can come into my stance and my partner over here could hold the target and he could either verbally give me the cue, like go or kick, or he could just tap on the target itself. And from there, I have to work on getting my foot to the target as fast as possible, not just with my speed alone, but with his stimulus. So I'm waiting on him, right? So if I'm working on my cut kick, boom, I'm bringing it. Same thing, right? Boom, I'm bringing it, okay? And most important thing is not only me getting my foot as fast as possible to the target when he gives it to me, but I also want to recover well. We talked about recovery, right? So let's say he taps it, boom, I bring it, but then I drop my foot over here and then I walk back. That's not what I want. I want to be able to be in a fight-ready stance. I want to keep it as realistic as possible. So same thing, he gives me the stimulus, boom, I bring it and I'm still ready. So if you were to go 1, 2, I'm still ready. So if I go like this, boom, 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 I'm still ready in that fight-ready stance. When drilling the cut kick, we're going to use a big square bag because we're able to put a little bit more impact into it compared to the small mitts. You're going to start off in that back leaning stance, just like earlier. So then that way I have a nice spring to pop off into the bag. And I'm going to work on getting my knee into my chest, and when I extend, it should be fully extended through. I don't want you guys to be hitting and snapping it back just yet, because we're not working on a double or triple cut kick, we're working on a single kick, right? So I want you guys to lean back, bring this front leg, and get a nice good push. After that, land in a nice stance, and then we're gonna be ready for the next technique. So from here, When I'm kicking, I want to make sure that I'm not skipping into the kick because that's a different type of cut kick. Again, I want to make sure that I'm lifting my front leg first and pushing off this back leg. Since this is a front leg technique, I would recommend going for 20 reps, 3 sets on one side first, and then after that, you can move on to the other side so we can balance out those reps. We focused on accuracy for this one. So we're trying to get a person from one side of the ring to the other side of the ring by pushing them back with that cut kick, but we gotta make sure that each time we hit it, we're not sliding off and we're not pushing off to the side and it's in the same spot every time. So if you tell a person to cut kick 10 times, a lot of times you'll see they go like this for one, hit it good for the second one, this one for the third one, right? It's going all over the place. For this drill, we want to go hips first, legs first, not our body, but we're still pushing them back, hitting the same exact spot every time. So for 3, right, it would be boom, 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 like this, okay? All right, so this next drill is going to be for all my people at home that don't have a lot of training partners. You got to train alone. This is going to be a wall kick travel drill for the cut kick. So 2 key pointers. I want to make sure that after I push off the wall, I'm going to start right here, right? I'm going to push off the wall. And then after that, I'm working to explode forwards as soon as possible. So I don't want to come here, take my time, and then come back. I want to come back, right? And then I explode. And then number 2 is after I come back, right? I don't want to let the chamber drop, bring it back up and come. I want to come, keep it high, and then get back to the wall. All right, so this is going to be another solo drill. You could do it with a partner if you have a target to just make sure that you hit in the height with the leg that you're trying to use or work on. But if you don't have a partner, that's no problem as well. We're going to start off, I call it 10, 10, and 10. So you're going to do 10 leg raises that are nice and straight. You get triple extension. And then after that, you're going to go for 10 circles counterclockwise, 10 circles clockwise, all with the straight leg. And then you finish it off with 10 cut kick pumps. All right, so Chris is going to show you over here. You got 10 of those leg raises.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And as you can see over here, he's not dropping below waist height. He's keeping it at least weight height.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2.
We got the oblique engaged right over here.
5.
His body's not dropping too low. He's keeping his body up.
8, 9, 10.
Right? And then we got 10 pumps fast. This next drill is going to help work on your cut kick chamber and extension, keeping stability and also working on your range of motion. So what you need is a band. You could either use a regular band like this or a Taekwondo band. It don't matter. You're going to put it onto your leg, onto your heel, and then you're going to wrap it around behind you. So then that way you're able to get all of that stress on the backside of your leg. Once you have it, you're going to come to the wall and you come into the highest point of your chamber. So if you could come up high like this is better. And then from here, you're going to extend all the way through while keeping that same angle of the chamber. You don't want it dropping. You want to keep it in high chamber and extend through. You're going to hold for at least 5 to 10 seconds. And then after that, come back to chamber. This is going to really help you start off with a nice and high chamber. So then when you go through to kick through, you're not getting canceled easily. You're getting over that cancel and you're able to flow into that second or third kick. This is going to be the side view of that cut chamber. You're going to come up, you're going to come to max range, and then you're keeping this angle as you come through extension. I have the same angle. I'm keeping it 5 to 10 seconds. Then I'm controlling it back inside to that chamber. The next drill is great if you don't have any kicking bands because this is going to work on, again, elasticity. So what I want you to do is you're going to find a little step box or a little ledge or a step even, right? And you don't want it to be super high. You don't want to be up to your waist because we're not focused on force absorption. What we're focused on today is when I drop off of this little ledge, I want to focus on keeping my heels up, so having stiffness in the tendons. And from there, as soon as I feel the floor touch my feet, I want to be able to explode. So from here again, right? I'm not focused on absorbing and then coming through. I want to be focused on touching the floor, keeping my heels up, and then I'm exploding as fast as possible. So for the roundhouse kick, right? I'm coming here, I'm dropping off nice and loose, right? I want to stay elastic, so I don't want to have power. I don't want to have strength in my body, right? I want to stay nice and loose. And from here, I come off the box, boom, and I'm coming with that roundhouse kick. And what that teaches my body is if I see the stimuli, right? I see the problem that's given to me, right? If I just so much as twitch, I'm able to get off to the point, right? Whereas instead of me bouncing, and I see the opportunity and I go 1, 2, and then I go, right? I want to be able to be from here right away. So again, I'm going to show you. If I'm on the box, I come off with one leg, I drop really nice and light, but then from there, I'm exploding fast. Boom. Just like we talked about a slingshot, you pull it back and then boom, explosion. Next one, I'm gonna show you the cut. It's gonna be the same exact concept. I'm coming off of this, right? And instead of throwing the roundhouse kick like this, I'm going to be going straight out. And now earlier, right, I was focused on keeping my heels up. Same thing for this one. I don't want to be dropping and then bringing my heels up and then going to kick. So I don't want to be taking extra steps. I want to place my foot on the floor exactly how I would be in a fighting stance, right? Exactly how I would be. And then from there, with my heels up, I'm exploding into the target. So again, stay nice and loose. Boom, I come. Again, I come over here, stay nice and loose. And I'm exploding into the target. I picked Ulubek Rashidov from Uzbekistan. He's the 2020 and 2024 double Olympic champion. And I've heard that a lot of people, they want to see his fights breaking down. So I thought this would be a perfect moment to really get into his style. You could see that in this fight, he's going to be using his front leg to push his opponent back, cancel the front leg of the other opponent. And then also he has a real nice front leg axe. He's able to incorporate that. So we're going to break down right now. Over here, he's doing his pre-game ritual with those claps. And then let's get into it. Turkey starts off with a very offensive front hand punch. He's trying to put that pressure on him. Starting off with 2 cuts back to back, engaging. He's eating space. Another cut, eating space. So he has him at the corner already. So that's 4 cuts back to back, but he's not looking to engage. He's just trying to time him. He's trying to push him back and get good ring management, good ring placement, so then he could take it from there. Another cut. His footwork, he's using good reaction as well. So he's pulling back on timing. He's able to score that cut right there, and then boom, he changes the angle and then brings it up to the head. Let's watch that one more time. So he's been using his front leg to go to the body, maybe 6, 7 times in a row, hitting that cut. So maybe it doesn't have to be the 6th, 7th time, it could be the 2nd or 3rd, but he wants to change up that angle. So he went to the body, and then he keeps a tight chamber and then brings it up to the face, scores that headshot. So we're gonna watch one more time. This is also why you always wanna have a tight chamber with every kick. Because if it's tight, then you could change the angle much more easy and it's hard to block just like that. So he gets that clean headshot with the axe. Both fighters fall, so it's waved off. About 1:30 left to go. Slide in, out. Turns him out of the corner, good ring management, right? He's trying to keep his opponent on the corner the whole time. We're at 6-1 right now. Another tight cut, you saw? Let's go back to that. I want you to see how tight his chamber comes in. He's not just pushing it out, he brings it in nice and tight so he could really use it as like a spring to hit the opponent. And then after that, same exact chamber, but he goes up to the face, boom. So that's why it's so hard to guard that axe kick from Uzbekistan. So we're still at 8-5 right now. Good cover. Of course, always when you're fighting as a cut leg fighter, right? You want to make sure that as you're cutting, you're bringing that guard there. Because you don't know, are they going to kick under? Are they going to switch stance? Are they going to try and spin? So if your hands aren't there, you're throwing yourself into a range where you can get countered, you could get hit. And if your defense isn't there, then you risk the chance of getting scored on. Another nice cut. He brings that knee nice and tight and then pushes it out. Switches the angle to a twist, pulls out again, and then brings that leg up for the next beautiful front leg axe. Okay? Pull out, front leg axe. We're gonna break this down one more time. Watch how tight the chamber is on this cut. Nice and bent into his chest, right? He's gonna push it out to the body. So then the guy from Turkey, he's looking, he gets scored on, And then he's used to him bringing that knee up nice and tight and then coming to the body. And especially since he got scored onto the body the time before, he tries to bring his hands down. Rashitov makes the read and then capitalizes. Switches the angle up once with a twist, and then same nice tight chamber up to the head. Okay, so Turkey's gonna put his headgear back on. 13-5 with 48 seconds left. Okay, he tries to go again for that axe. A little bit slippery. Eats the come jump, so it's 13-6 now. And then Turkey hits this nice crescent kick. Turkey comes inside, gets a hand on that shoulder, pushes the arm down, and then hits that crescent kick. So Rashitov, before this, he was doing a real good job. But of course, our fighter from Turkey as well is a world-class fighter. So that's why you can never get too comfortable, whether it's inside or outside, all right? Surprisingly, that headshot does not go in. So it's 13-6, 30 seconds left. Tries that crescent again. Rashitov blocks it. Another cut. And then brings it up again to the face. So this is the third time during this fight that he's utilizing that tight chamber to make it really hard to read where he's going to be hitting on the chest gear or the headgear. Another push kick, keeping it simple. Sets up a back kick. Ten seconds left. And now we're gonna see his pullout. Okay, so and then with his last 3 seconds, he's gonna pull back again. Red doesn't want to engage, okay? Round finishes like that. But we're gonna break down those last 20 or so seconds one more time, okay? Because when you're up on lead, it's very important to know when to be a little bit less engaging, right? You don't, just because you're up in lead doesn't mean that you just want to pull back, but you do have to know what part of the match that you need to be being a little bit more safe, and you can afford to pull back and lose space, especially when there's about 10 seconds left, okay? So we're gonna watch this one more time, right? Around 17, 16 seconds left, comes to the clinch, shuts it down. Now from here is where he's going to start playing that pullout game. Takes a step back, cancels, pulls out again, and if the other guy is not exchanging, right, he doesn't need to come back in because he's already up, right? Guy finally decides to exchange. He throws one cut, steps out. Safe move. And then boom, if our fighter in red over here from Turkey, if he came in again, I know 100% either Rashitov is cutting once and pulling out or just pulling out. Because when there's 2-3 seconds left and you have, he only got one kam jump during the round. So if he has kam jumps to spare, he's not going to take the risk of coming back in. He's going to pull out, all right? So Rashitov takes that round beautifully. There was times where he was hitting that cut nice and clean. He was also canceling the fighter in red, so it made it really hard for him to come in easily on him. And then also he's changing up the angle. So he's not just cutting. He's also using his upbar. He's also using his front leg axe kick as well. So he's changing up the angles, and he's keeping it really difficult to be able to predict where that shot is coming from.